Welcome to another IRCA Science Spotlight, where we're going to review recent research one article at a time. So I recently read an article that looked at the overlap of neurodivergent traits in children that were referred for autism assessments. This particular study is significant because it explored the presence of additional neurodivergent traits beyond autism, and it highlights the need for a more holistic approach to neurodevelopmental assessments. I'm going to tell you about it here. So in this article, the authors emphasize the importance of moving from single condition diagnostic silos to a more holistic consideration of neurodevelopment. So they highlighted the clinical overlap and co-occurrence of different neurotypes, such as motor, learning, and attention or activity level domains when assessing neurodivergent children. The shift is inspired by the neurodiversity paradigm itself, which views neurodivergent traits as natural variations rather than deficits. So to investigate the overlap of neurodivergences, the authors conducted a cross-sectional evaluation of medical records of 114 children between the ages of 2 and 17 years when they were referred for their autism assessment. They used validated questionnaires to assess for neurodivergent traits and developed a weighted scoring system to determine the traits in each neurodevelopmental domain. A score above the median was considered to indicate a neurodivergent trait. So in the study also, they looked at evidence of further investigation beyond the initial autism assessment. So they found several key things. First of all, of the 71 participants who had completed questionnaires, 71% scored above the median for at least one additional neurotype, indicating the presence of other neurodivergent traits. However, only 26% of those 71% were further investigated beyond their autism assessment for a comorbid diagnosis. They also found an extensive overlap between autism and additional neurodivergences, specifically in ADHD, motor, and learning domains. 55% of the children with autism had evidence of ADHD-like traits, 52.4% had motor domain neurotypes, and almost 37% also had learning difficulties. Interestingly, but maybe not surprisingly, younger children were significantly more likely to be diagnosed with autism than their older peers. And children with more than one possible neurotype, in addition to autism, were significantly more likely to be assessed at a younger age. Additional findings included that the authors noted gender differences in the presentation of neurodivergent traits. Boys were more likely to exhibit ADHD-like traits, while girls showed a higher prevalence of learning difficulties and motor neurotypes. Children from lower SES backgrounds were also less likely to receive further investigations beyond the initial autism assessment, highlighting disparities in access to comprehensive neurodevelopmental evaluations. The study also found and reported that parent concerns about their child's development were strong predictors of the presence of additional neurodivergent traits, emphasizing the importance always of listening to and addressing parental observations during assessments. So based on these findings, the authors proposed several recommendations to improve the holistic nature of neurodevelopmental assessments. First of all, the obvious one, implementing validated questionnaires to uncover additional neurodivergences during initial assessments can provide a more comprehensive understanding of a child's neurocognitive profile. Second, adopting holistic assessment strategies that consider the overlap and co-occurrence of different neurotypes can lead to better support and intervention planning for neurodivergent children, obviously, right? Also, developing integrated service models that accommodate multiple neurodivergences can reduce the need for separate, lengthy, and stressful and costly assessment processes. Providing training for clinicians on the neurodiversity paradigm and the importance of holistic assessments can also improve the identification and support of neurodivergent children and their complex profiles. Finally, they talked a little bit about advocating for policy changes that promote integrated and comprehensive neurodevelopmental assessments to ensure that all children receive the support that they need. So that was the study. I hope you will download it and read it in its entirety for yourself. Thank you.